What's going on, guys? Tyson Anderson. Mr. Hammer Down. Rabbit on the move. Penny solo on this morning. 5 hours with her and Black Bart last night. About an hour and a half out here this morning already. I didn't bring the right attire, so I had to keep my hands balled up. That's why I didn't record as much, guys. I apologize for that. I'll be more prepared tonight. Beautiful out here today. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Tally ho. Eagle rabbit. There's your line. And this stuff is super thick, guys. This is briar country. I don't know if y'all remember this place, but yeah, for those that know, you know. The briars inside this place are unruly. It's a rabbit dog. Rabbit dog. She's a rabbit dog. Broke down and everything, guys. Watch it. Been running all night long. Getting ready for the last and final McVay finale memorial. That's exactly what that rabbit did. He came right back down through here trying to shake her. Toom, toom, toom. That's what he did. He said, then went. Everywhere that rabbit went. Ooh. Check dog, bro. I'm telling you. Now, some guys say, well, why didn't she just keep on going? That's honest as it gets. She overstepped that thing. She doubled back. Bop, bop. It's not all about foot and flash. It's running the rabbit, man. Keeping the rabbit going. I love my Beaver Creek's Manifest Destiny, bitch, but Destiny can't touch this dog. And y'all heard what I said. I own both of them. I totaled that between the pick for Mr. Steve McPherson, a good friend of ours, at least on my end. No bad dealing whatsoever. This is the guy that had National Large Pack Champion, International Field Champion Riley's Rolling Trails, who was by Stony Hills Gator, I believe, Mr. John DeWise's dog out of Michigan. Steve is 14 and a half hours from me, I think it was, Allendale, Michigan. And I got off work, me and Adam Templeton, driving from Olympic Products, Pleasant Garden, North Carolina. And we took Destiny back home, well, no, picked her up from the house. We was working there. I just did a 12 and a half hour shift because the guy was late. I'll never forget it. I was a material handler right there on line. I think it was 7 or 9. Adam said, man, I'm dog tired. We got a 6-pack of extra hour, 5-hour energy drinks, the dark black ones, berry punch or whatever it was, and popped those bad boys. We had a nice 2-story, not 2-story, what do they call it? It was a modular home, but a double wide modular home. And off of Palmer Farm Road, Sedalia, North Carolina. I'll never forget this. I had just bought that. I paid for Destiny, and I was on the way to go pick that bitch up. I think I gave $400 or $4,500 for that bitch. as a 7 or 7.5-year-old dog. And I went, and she might have been going on 8, I can't remember, but I went to go buy that dog, picked her up, and I said, "You've had the trails dog." I said, "Sir, can I watch him run?" He had a big old enclosure right behind his house, if I'm not mistaken. If it wasn't behind his house, it wasn't far. He had a big old building. He's out there, and he went and got this. And I said, "Oh, she's a beautiful dog." I bought the dog. Listened to Trails run a little bit. No, okay. But I knew he had that back injury. I said, "Okay, well, all right." I got on down the road, Adam and I did. Adam wasn't much of watching the dogs run. He just liked the history of it, and if we won, standing at the table. That's his thing. But and nothing knocking him, but it was in his blood, right? It's got to be in your blood. Brought that dog back home, and as we brought her back home, I took that dog out and ran her for the first time. I loved her as a check dog, as a track dog. She could do it, but she had no drive, and she had no grit, and she had no hunt, man. And this was an international field champion dog with 5 wins on her, man. Out of 9 hunts, I think it was. She's finished in Canada. Might have had 6 wins, 6 or 7 wins, I forgot the number, but she's finished in Canada. You need 2 wins and 75 points to finish up there as a Canadian field trial champion. To come back here, you also need 3 wins and 125 points in AKC, according to their standard, per their regulations, and being that of a field champion. That totals you the 2 wins and 75 in Canada and the 3 wins and 125 points here in America. That makes you an international field champion. That's what Destiny was. We were on the November cover of Better Beagling magazine. That's when Sarah and Ralph Harrington had it at that time. And we was on the November issue. I think Howard's Bandit, he was on the October. And I believe Side Hill Cuca Blue, Rex DePue's dog out of New York, was on December, because they was doing, the Ninja Blueberry. They was wanting to keep that boom, 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 that in that family type of thing, back and forth. So those last like 3 or 4 months of that year, 2010, excuse me, that's what it was. And we were November. But she didn't compare to this dog. With all that beautiful story, I had my sails set on this dog because I just knew this ninja line, this and that, blah, blah, blah. See, this rabbit, he's cutting and swinging and stopping. This rabbit ain't running, guys. So for you guys that's used to just, speed and drive, I ain't knocking at PKC, ABC. I'm not knocking it. Hear me? You got to know my heart. To know me is to love me or hate me. This dog is soloing by herself in Briar Country. And it's listen, you got to come here and run with me. That's all I ask you to do. This is nothing but a block of that. But in and out of all this, for those that know the channel, I don't have to explain, but this is one big fishbowl. This place is water, water, water. That's why I'm back here. I don't have my waders, again, unprepared. But I'll go as far as I need to go, and I'll let the water fill the boots up if I have to. I got my Wetland Pro snakes on. Shout out to Muck Boot for always making a feasible and sufficient boot that holds up. But we're in the muck down here, man. We're in the belly of the beast right now. If a dog can come here and solo a rabbit for an hour, 2 hours straight, just solo and steady pressure, you got something. Most dogs can't come here. I've seen guys come bring 4 or 5 dogs and they couldn't run here. And then when it really gets tough, we go across the way. That's Swamp Rabbit Alley over there, guys. Swamp Rabbit is as big as 13-inch beagles. But I said all that to say this. I love this dog right here, man. Not just because I bred her, but sometimes it does take that. You to actually put the work in and dig that dog out of the trenches yourself. People don't understand that, man. It's different from buying a dog. When you got it out the mud yourself, and you were the one that had to establish that dog. You broke it, you raised it. You're 3, 4, 5, 6 generations in, 7 generations in. Listen, man, that means something. It means something to me. It may not mean nothing to anybody else. It means something to me. I hold fast to the work I put in these dogs. Stay away from scavengers and buzzards, man. People that come to pick over the remains of you and your ideas, your inventions. Know who you are, know your worth. And for that reason, study. Study your craft. Study that craft. These mosquitoes are killer this morning, man. They got cool and they got hungry. That's what the dogs got to go through today, guys. Trust me, we will be ready for the classic. I mean, for the memorial. You got to use your brains in here, guys. Because let me show you something. You see all that thickness and briars and all that stuff. Watch this. Let me show you what else go. Let me show you what else is taking place in there. And I don't even think that's a cottontail. I think that's a big marsh rabbit. That rabbit had a lot of black underneath the bottom of his belly. That's not a cottontail. I think that's a swamp rabbit. Look at this. Boom. Then it goes straight to this. And it goes all the way back in there. Way back in there with that sun shining. Look, all the way back up in there. Water, 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 water. I mean, deep. When it goes back, it goes, whew. Some of y'all have seen it. It goes up to my neck. I'm 6'1" and centimeters. And it goes up to underneath the bridge of my neck. Yeah. And that's in and out, in and out. That briars, that briars, that briars. Then you got on the other side, big, big woods. But that's if the rabbit really want to run. That's swamp all through there. I'm pretty sure that's a swamp rabbit. Time right now is 8:11. Listen to that dog, man. Cook, God, I reckon, bro. Penny cooking his grits, bro. I see all these guys post $5 or $6 on the. Hey, look at him, boy. Look at that cream, bro. Come on, go. Wow. That's one dog, man. Let me get a little closer for the people in the back. Because she going on out with them. Running them like she's supposed to. There's rabbits, there's deer, there's fox, there's coyote, everything you think of here. That bitch won't run nothing but a rabbit. I don't have a collar on her neck or nothing. That's broke raised and all that right here. Listen. We in check. Been there about 6 seconds. I'm coming, y'all. Y'all hear me? I'm making every wrong right. Nobody will ever be able to put smut on the Anderson name or brand ever again. I'm coming, guys. Listen, man, I bred this dog. I didn't buy her. From a puppy. Bred and raised, huh? Oh, okay. Generations now. I'm not talking about just made a cross and here we go. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Am I bragging? No. Am I confident in what I put together? Yes. I went through Hades to get this stuff, man. Been denied. I've had guys spike the prices up on me because I was an African American when I got there. Oh, I got some testimonies I can tell, and they ain't just stories, just the truth. Receipts, guys. $300 to $350 to breed to somebody else. I pull up $750. Oh yeah, and the guys that know, they know. Look at these swamp rabbit balls, man. That's what's important. That's what we out here for, guys. Good God Almighty. That's what that was. I guarantee you that's a swamp rabbit, man. That wasn't no cottontail. They done moved up there on the hill we at, on the backside where I run all the time. Well, now that we've established that bitch is busting wood, that's that dog. We're gonna go up here, see if we can't go on this other side. She ain't gonna do number one, go one of two places. She gonna keep running around this block. Listen, that rabbit wanna stay on that edge where all that water is. That's where it wants to stay. Now, let me tell you something. When guys fail to solo, I hope y'all got time today, 'cause I got time today. I've been beat by the heat all week. Now I need a piece of meat. No, I'm playing. I don't know. I'm not a rapper, guys. It's not my profession. So, the lost art of the key component that polishes out a dog like no other. What is that, Mr. Anderson? I'm glad you asked. Johnny, for $500. I'm going to give you the answer. I want you to say it. Soloing. That's right. Soloing. If you got 30, 40 hounds, if a man has 30 or 40 hounds, he's a competition guy, unless he's running that type of speed drive, that, there's no way that gentleman can tell me he's got 30, 40 head, and he can turn any one of those dogs loose at will, and they can solo a rabbit like this. Now, people say, Tyson, now you don't do that. You shouldn't do that, man. Don't sow discord amongst the brethren. It's not discord, that's a fact. Because this took practice to get like this. And unlike Allen Iverson, everybody just can't come out here and run a rabbit like this by themselves. Most dogs can't even run a rabbit by themselves. Most dogs are pack dogs and pack dogs only. Uh-oh. They never seem so true when they can bounce information and energy and data off of one another in a pack. They're pack leaders, they're pack mates. Yeah, most of those dogs that you love so much, if you go back and look, I've ran with guys that run that stuff. I'm not knocking it. Hear me what I'm saying. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to persuade you or coerce you. Listen, let me tell you this. I want to share information. I tell you, this channel is not like the others. We're not just running dogs. We're training dogs to perform. We train. Listen. See, she had to get right back down and hit that water. Then she touched certain areas, she can bust wood. She gonna bust wood again. She gonna go everywhere he goes. She's not gonna let him sit down. So while she's running, as you pack dogs together, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Dogs need to do that because you don't gun hunt a dog by itself. Most people don't, unless you just, that's the only dog you got. Or that's your prerogative. That's how you like to approach hunting. Hey, that's not regular. That's not every day, okay? We know that. But on the back end, we also have to think of this. That dog is perfected when he goes out there and he shoots that ball by himself. When that, of course, the dog doesn't shoot the ball, you know what I meant. When that player goes out there and he shoots that ball by himself, he learns those dribbles. He learns the ins and outs on the court. He learns space and timing and hustle and bustle, crashing the backboards if that's his thing. Whatever his position is, him getting all that he needs in the detail section, right? Sometimes we miss the detail. It's the fine print that keeps us outside of success. And then even in that, you have to ask yourself, what is actual success? What is success? What is succession? I talk like this all the time. That for all those that follow me, I haven't lately. I've been letting the dogs do the talking. But we know what Penny is. She's a proven dog. I'm gonna let her do what she does. As she works her way closer, she's in check right now. We'll get right back. But I wanted to plug this in. I felt this in my spirit heavily today. Yeah, she's out of check already. Go back around. I thought she was gonna keep coming this way, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get away from her. I'm gonna go back over here and pick right back up. Most of the time, we miss so much, man, in that learning curve with solo and a dog, because we take on so many numbers, and we think that the numbers are going to increase our chances in the lottery pick, but it's all a lottery pick. Honestly, the truth be told, your greatest chance of hitting the lottery is not playing. I'm not saying actual lottery in dogs. Is not having 50 dogs and hoping that 5 are Michael Jordans and buying all kind of this or breeding all kind of this. That's not teach his own, man. But the numbers have shown, and the records do reflect, when you get a base of dogs or family of dogs in your kennel and you can breed in-house, and when you do go out, it's only to few dogs. I'm getting ready to solicit some of my best females to only a set 2 or 3 different outside males, right? Of about the same family, but out. I don't own them, I don't control them. But everybody else is breeding to them too. What sets you apart from everybody else, Anderson? Glad you asked. You set yourself apart when you take the time to get to know each individual that you're breeding and putting over into the next, listing over to the next. Throughout that lineage, going down through that dog's pedigree that you're looking at, it's more than just red and black. It's the fact of being able to point out what each characteristic, what each trait that you're seeing in the field is coming from, and then maximizing on the good and trying your best to dispose or submerge that of the bad. Come on, Penny. Pick it up, come on. Hey, girl, come on. I know what you want to do. And the sun shines every day on the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees, the lemonade springs where the bluebird sings in the big rock candy mountain. In the big rock candy mountain, all the cops have wooden legs, and the bulldogs all have rubber teeth, and the hens lay soft-boiled eggs. The farmer's bees are